Yeah. Alrighty, happy days. We're looking like we're live, so I'm good with that. Now, hover pack milestone, we've got that there. And let's see, unauthorized hostility. Well, that's unfortunate. But we've got loads of batteries now, so we could start creating our refining areas. So we're going to start going and doing that. Now, coal and sulfur, I think, are going to be our important ones to try and process early. Ooh. Hey, been playing for 2 hours? No, we haven't. We absolutely have not. So, right, let's keep bouncing along this way and see what we've got. So you here are on battery duty. Wire, let's get more of that. Wait, do I not have crate for wire? Oh, I do. Okay, let's take 500 wire. Load that into here. And now, right, sulfur. We can upload that, and then we're going to need Alclad aluminum sheets. So, let's grab ourselves some of that. This here, perfezione. Over to this, and load those in. So, all of this here is fine. We can get rid of all of this. That's not going anywhere. Okay, unfortunate. Right. We've got what we need for that. Let's quickly look at transport. Right, drone port. We need radio control units for those. So we could make 3 of those, maybe? I think we'll do 3 of them. I'm trying to think. Should we do packaged fuel or something, maybe? Could grab that. Right, drone port could be something. But no, not just yet. Right, over to here. We're gonna... Right, that is done. Let's take some of these. Jump over to here. Lovely. And we're going to upload that. Now, we're gonna fill out some of the other things here. Nuclear power we've got more of. So, we've got all of those. We need casings. So, aluminum casings are probably going to be over here, right? I'm going to have some. No, I don't have any. So, I guess we got to look at aluminum scrap. So, maybe we'll have bauxite production. Yeah. I think we'll try and set up bauxite production up where the bauxite thing is, and that will be used to make aluminum scrap. So we'll set all of that up there, and then we'll have the aluminum scrap be shipped out to our processing facilities. So they use, what, 30 per minute, I think? So that's going to be 12. Yeah, 360 per minute we'll have on that. Let's just go ahead and levitate our way down here. Land here, and lovely. What we can do as well, we're going to go organization, and we're going to build a dimensional depot. Let's pop that there, swap this over to a 5, and we're going to loot a bunch of those. So, important for us to take these, and we're going to use them to construct lots of other stuff. This coal area can be converted into maybe a bauxite production. So maybe bauxite from there gets ferried over to here. This turns into an aluminum processing area. And we can also ship the sulfur from there over. So that might be the way we do things. And let's see. Alien matter, strange alien matter. We could try and set some of that up on the desert plateau. might be an idea. But I'm not 100% sure. Right, let's land down here. Boing. And, okay. So we need a load of these here. Go to here, and right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we need 200 copper ingots out of here. So this here. Loot 100 of those, and 100 of those. That's just copper sheets there. Okay. So into here, we're going to load up those. That's going to be 200 times 6, 1200 alcalad sheets. What we also want to do is go around to here, and we're going to set you up for aluminum casings. So you're going to make 400 of those. So we need 200 in total there. Let's quickly check on this. You are... What are you missing? Okay, sulfur is the next thing you need more of. Sulfur and plastic. So we can keep going with these. It's fine. This, I mean, it's... I like how much is getting used here. It's a good, healthy amount. So that's doing all of that. Over this here way, we're going to grab 130 of these. Load these into here. Alongside that and this. Now, let's quickly do a little refresh on the old Lumia stream. Nope. TikTok is not syncing with it for some reason. Don't quite know. Right, we've got all of this here. Do we have enough? We need more wire. So let's go ahead and grab more wire. Load this in. All of this, and right. We also need more aluminum sheets. All of that. So, alcalad aluminum sheets over here. Lovely. We're going to take these and fill this up. So this here will finish up. Right, that's 12 more of those. And then we want to check and see what's used for radio control units. We need crystal oscillators. We need computers. So I guess Caterium computers are going to be the thing we need there. So Caterium computers, we're going to need lots of rubber. And we're going to need lots of circuit boards as well. How many circuit boards do we have available? 117 of those, that's fine. This here, you're still going. You're using 25 per minute, so it's going to take 8 minutes for that to be filled up. Over here, on the other hand, let's swap you over to Caterium or silicon circuit boards. This is good. So 11 of that. Right, let's get 2200 of these. That's actually exactly right, isn't it? Yep, that's 2200 copper sheets. And then we need 2200 silica powder. And that's going to allow us to make, right, 10 and 10. Great question as to how many that's going to allow us to make. Right, hang on. Dismantle, swap you over to this, and you to this. That's fine. So, you're going to use 68.75 per minute, and you're going to make all of those per minute. Let's quickly go over to our quartz area. And I think we're going to need to start looking for open air quartz nodes so that we can ship those. Ideally one that's near to a geyser or a geyser, because that'll allow us to set up our own little self-contained quartz delivery area. So over here, right, are you still mass producing? You're not. So, okay, what we need is we need to go over this way. And we need to grab 2200 silica. So 2200 is going to be 2000 circuit boards. It's going to produce like 60 per minute. So I think what we inevitably need to do is we need to, maybe actually in here, we could set up a train just in here. A single railway that moves. So right, let's take this here. That's 2200, right? Yep. 2200 there. Oh. Hi, Torty. I think it very faintly came through. May have been able to hear a little meow of the adorable cat being adorable. Hi, buddy. What's up? I'm getting distracted by the cat because she's being so cute. Why don't you go and see if your mama's okay? I'm sure she would love a cuddle right now. Oh. Wow. Alexa, set the office light to 100%.
Okay.
Hi there, Bubba. Oh, the ghost cat. Little ghostly kitten here. Hi. Hello. Isn't this the best little buddy? This little buddy right here. Oh. When I hold her up against the green screen, she kind of gets faded out a little bit. So instead, wow. She's so happy. Listen to that purr. Listen to that purr into the microphone. I'm going to see if she has something else to say. So let's... Hey, Torty, anything to say? Oh, you want to rub against the microphone? She has heard me do fries so many times. Hello. Little Papa. Oh, the little ghost cat. Little ghost cat. Let's quickly, since it's the middle of the daytime, what we're going to do is, whoop, wrong one. We're going to change the filter on this just a little bit. So let's set this to like 400. Ooh, okay. Is that better? Oh, look at the kitty cat. Look at the kitty cat. Adorable little buddy. No, little buddy, I'm streaming, so unfortunately you can't just lie there and be adorable and be all curled up and cuddly and cute and mwah. Little precious angel. She is just the cutest. Hi. Hello. Hi. Oh. The little Papa. Hi. She's so affectionate right now. The little preciousest buddy. What's up? Do you want to go and see your mother and make sure she's kept company? Oh, you want to scritches from me. Oh, this is the thing that makes it so difficult to play games sometimes. When you want to be all affectionate, and I have to figure out how to give you scritches and pets with my forearm while still simultaneously playing the game. Yep. Yeah. You good? Little buddy. Oh. Hi. Hello. Gonna see if she... I'm gonna suck your brains out. When you try and do like the kiss with the sound like... You know, when you're sucking air through your teeth, then at that point she's just like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of space right now. Which is just adorable. Yes, I know. I love you too. Yeah. Oh, hello. She is just the best. Right, so we need 50 for that. Ooh, 500 rounds. Do we... Up? No, you are not going on the desk, buddy. You are not going on the desk. I've already had enough instances where I've gone to paint a Warhammer figurine and gone, it's like, how the hell is there cat hair on the model? Yes, I love you too. She's just... Look at that friggin' cutie. Mm. Look at the little baby. Oh, she's purring so much right now. Okay, okay. You may hop down. Hey, buddy, go see your mama. Okay? Go see your mama. Lids, do you want to call her? Torty? Oh. She heard your voice. What a friggin' cute cat. Right, sulfur. What do we need? Smokeless powder and nobelisks. That'll be easy to do. This here, right. 10 and 100. 50 and 50. Right. Let's start the production on this. Ta-da! That's going to mass produce a whole pile of that. We've got loads of motors. We've got all of that kind of jazz. And, oh, look at that there. AI viewers, streamboo.com. Fuck off, AI viewers. I need to set that as like a banned thing. If someone says AI viewers, then at that point it's just like, hey, congratulations, you've been automatically banned. To be fair, anyone that's pushing AI as any kind of thing, I would also just be like, yeah, feel free to just no. Like, if you are someone that runs an AI company or something, then at that point, no, you don't. Like, it is still a wildly unknown market. We're seeing so much investment into this thing based on, oh, all of the great things this is going to create, and it's like, no, it's not going to create all of these great things. That's not how that's going to work. Oh wait, hang on. I need aluminum ingot. I can also take the casings. So we're going to take those 200. We're going to pop them into here. There we go. Let that produce more. So that 300 is going to become 400. That also allows us to go over this way and set up advanced aluminum construction. So let's pop those in there. We need radio control units as well. So we've got quick wire, we've got screws. Well, I can go ahead and upload that and these and that. Okay, so the rest of this can get rid of. And right, let's look at radio control units. No, Caterium computers. So quick wire, we're loading in tons of that. Right, you are upgraded to a 555. So we need circuit boards. Circuitous boarding. So in here we've got 130. This will allow us to have 200. So 50 times 2, that's going to be... Really? That's how little quick wire we've got? Interesting. So right, 50 times, we should have about 700-ish. We don't have the rubber we need either. But still, that's going to allow us to get some things. Where do we go from here? Do we go ahead with this, or do we not? Let's look and see. Leech, right, heavy flexible frame. Heavy flexible frame ain't bad, is it? Steel cast plate, also not horrendous. Compacted steel ingot, no. The return on that is awful. Insulated cable, quick wire stators, crystal computer. That's going to be 3.33 per minute. So right, you are currently sat idle. What could you be making at this point? You could be making... what? Fine concrete? You know what? Let's load you up with a whole pile of stuff for making sulfur. Really? Never mind, we gotta go collect a lot of sulfur. And coal. Right, over here we're fine. I'm trying to find, where is it? Let's take a bunch of this and a bunch of this. And we're loading these into here. So, quick wire. And repair. This will be maxed out. Lovely stuff. While that's doing that, we can go and set up... let's do the receivers for the drone bays. That's something we're going to set up. So, drone bay receivers. Those truck stops over there we'll still hang on to. But we want to set up the drone bays as well. Keep on bouncing this way. I should have also collected a whole pile of, what do you call them? Right, drone bays, and we'll build a drone. And we're going to start that. So right, I think those truck stops are going to then be linked into where we have our drone bays set up. So this here area is a 5x5. We want a drone bay set up here too. And now let's go transport, and we want a drone port, not a drone bay rather. So this here way, we're going to try and set this up. Okay, so you go over like this. You will connect to this. You will connect to here. And then you are going to be a power tower. Build one here. So we can, whoop, right, you connect to this. And then you are going to link up to there. Then we build a drone, and then we'll build a drone bay. And then we're going to start the mass importing of several resources, maybe. So if we have one bay, right, that's too far. Wire is too long. So interesting. Not as far as I expected them to go. Hook you up to here, and then you will hook into that. So that has powered our drone bay. We'll go over this way, and we're going to set that up. Maybe our highway is just going to be a scenic route thing and not used for mass transportation. Maybe drones have to be our transportation. So, in here, let's do transport, and we're going to build a drone there. This drone we can set up. So this port can only link to one other port. You are going to be... We're going to call you the sulfur receiver. So load that like that, sulfur receiver, and that's good. Then we got to go over and set up the sulfur exporter. So this here, let's do organization, industrial storage, and let's go you right out from here. You are like that. It's not going to make sense just right away, but it will eventually. Maybe sulfur's not the right thing to be exporting. Do we do bauxite, maybe? Maybe bauxite is going to be the thing. Damn it. What do we actually do? I'm struggling to plan it out in my head. I think I'm being too reactive with my planning. I need to figure out where all the things are going to go. So we're going to need iron. We're going to need copper, caterium. A lot of different things, in fact. So over here we've got all of this. Advanced aluminum production. Right, over here you have produced as many of those as you could. Let's go over to here and we're going to take these. So let's do Mark 5, and Mark 5. Outputting all of that. Over to here, so that's producing those. And we'll load more of these in. 200 there. How many is that? We've got 100 there. We've also got over 600 batteries. That's a lot of batteries. And we absolutely love that. Because maybe then we can set up, like if we build a really tall tower for our mega factory, we could have rooftop-based delivery that will then get smelted up on the top floor before eventually being fired down the ways. So we've got the truck up here. We're going to take the truck and we're going to drive it up the ways. So let's drive the truck here. Okay, it's not great for that there sort of thing, but still. Over to here. And load cargo into truck. This is going to be a whole pile of iron ingots. Which gives us the benefit of the cargo truck. We just offload like this. And we're going to send it over this way. Then we go down to there. We load all of the steel ingots down. And then we're going to collect all of the quartz crystals, or no, not quartz crystals, all of the silica powder from down there. So let's unload the cargo. This is going to fill us with coal. Yep, there we go. That's also going to produce loads and loads of... Oh no. Hang on. Yep, that's a problem. We don't want that outputting all of that. So what we instead are going to do, we're going to take the truck. We're going to fill up with the quartz that's down here, the silica specifically. And then that silica will be used to mass produce concrete. We can also inevitably start using it for making windowed walls and things of that nature. So up this here way, boing. We love this. So I think, wondering how we do certain things. We're going to have to build multi-story factories. Oh wait, hang on. We can literally just drive to this bit, load cargo into truck. Let's take some of these here out, just to make it an easier drive. Lovely. Much cleaner. There we go. Ad break has just started, but fortunately we're not doing anything too crucial right now. We're just sort of taking our trucks. So let's keep on driving around like this. Try and avoid the stingers as best we can. All of this here, take the truck and drive it up the ways. Now all of this silica will be very helpful for us. And I think we should start looking at what we can build manufacturing wise. So we gotta consider multi-story modular factories. Oh wait, wrong thing. We're definitely not unloading the cargo into there. No, we are not. We're going over this way. And what the what is going on with this? Are you... Right. Are you... You're iron ingots. And you're that... Are you on standby? Oh, you're maxed out on steel stuff. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to try and upload all of those. So we've got those doing their thing now. That'll allow us to have more. That's fine. So now we take this truck and we're driving it up the way. And we're going to offload up here so we can start making loads and loads and loads and loads of concrete. Now, how much inventory space? We don't have any free inventory space left. Ouch. But well, that'll be okay. So we gotta figure out what do we need to start making en masse. So magnetic field generators are going to be something. So we're going to need presumably like AI limiters maybe. We also forgot to get sulfur just because I am an Egypt. Right, okay, over to here. You are loaded up with a whole pile of those, that's fine. You, right, 8, and damn, we don't have any more rubber to be able to do that. So let's grab some rubber from here. Damn it, we can't do that.
The ad break is over.
The ad break is over. For those who didn't know that. So we've got those. Right, that's fine. Over to here, let's look at repair. So, load this here. That's going to be more of that. See what there is. Lovely. And then this will be the last bit. Now, rubber and quick wire. We gotta make some inventory space for those. Because now we are... Oh no. That's a problem. Can we upload all of that? Yeah, sure. Oh boy. We are in more dire circumstances than I thought we were. Let's upload those. And these, I guess, maybe? Time to clear some inventory space. I think what we should do as well is look at programmable splitters. Because if we get the programmable splitter things, that's going to help us out a lot. Right. Whole pile of these, which is good. So, we are looking at radio control units. we load 100 of these in, 100 computers, so that's 100 of those. We need 3,200 aluminum casings. Ouch. That is pretty tough. And 100 crystal oscillators. So load the 100 crystal oscillators in. And now, where is it? Here it is. We need a whole pile of these. So, right. Casing. Nearly 1,000. That's doable. We can work with that. So this is going to produce 12.5 of those per minute. Not as much as we would like. But I guess we're just going to have to set this up to do its thing. Right, this is not the best way we could take, but we are going to take this way regardless. No reason whatsoever to have done it that way, but I kind of love the hypertube cannon. It's just so unnecessary. We'll go and we'll grab all of this. Feather the input a little bit. And there we go. Now, over to here. We're going to also grab as much of this as we can. Because we have to mass produce powder now. But why are you mass producing powder? So that we can get loads of smokeless powder, and then we can use a whole pile of rebar to make a whole pile of explosive rebar, which will be fantastic for us. So, down this here way, and we'll do what we can. Let's bounce over, jump and slide. Do I not have... Nope, apparently I don't. I don't have the zip line equipped. We do, however, want to have a look at picking up some more packaged turbo fuel. So right, over to here, and we'll load in all that we can here. Repeat the same process, but with copper. Oh wait, hang on. Upload that, get rid of it, just because why would we possibly hang on to it? Ooh, we've got that. That's more aluminum casings. Let's quickly set those to manufacture. Right, that is the wrong thing here. Right, here. We've got that, and then we'll load that in. Lovely. So, that's going to do its thing. Time for us to get coal. And lots of it. Do we go for compacted coal being produced, like, do we bring sulfur and coal from two separate points, or do we conjoin these together, the sulfur and the coal, to produce like all of the stuff in one area? I don't know. It is a tricky one. Right, that's like that. We're gonna quickly check over here. So you've got loads of coal, but you don't have the alumina solution. So let's load more oxide. $500 of that. Right, so that's going to be 10, 12. Do we have... We don't have more summer slips. More summer slips would be good, though. Right, let's try and output those. Steel pipes will hang on to. You are... Oh wait, you're the stuff that leads into there. Right. Do I have 15? No, I don't have 15 worth of spaces. So I guess our coal is going to be a little bit short-handed this time. Ah, here we go. This is such a hideous little base. I did not do well with it. So maybe those areas, if we join them by a highway together, and we set a rail network to go on top of the highway, or do we do a separate version? And I realized one thing, packaged turbo fuel, we are not carrying any. So let's take this here, we'll bounce along, and we'll go set up a whole pile of turbo powder. Turbo powder? Black powder. So we're going to go do that now. We should have, hopefully, enough radio control units that things will be fine for us. Let's bounce this way. And, whoop, wrong bit. So there's that. And we'll load this. So that was 13 and a 13. So it actually did line up perfectly. You are going to be producing those. Hey, we've got 50. Perfect. Now we can finish up advanced aluminum production. And we're going to need to find access to a hard drive. We can send that off. Hover pack.
Milestone reached. The resource well pressurizer and extractor can harvest nitrogen, crude oil, and
so
water
now we
from
have
underground
access to like
wells.
nitrogen and everything.
Nitrogen, being a gas, does not need pumps for pipeline transportation. Fixit does not process most of your metrics, but I do. According to Fixit
Right,
predictions,
so that's going to
you're
have produced a
exploiting this
whole
planet with
pile of
unexpected efficiency.
those.
They did always struggle to see the true potential of things. Nothing about
So,
you is
do I have
unexpected to me, and
programmable
therefore you are
splitters?
performing exactly as expected.
Let's look at Caterium, is it? No. So I'm going to need a lot of stuff for those. But let's also look at aluminum ingots. Let's take a whole pile of these. Output those, and you know something actually? Let's make a few of these. Just so that we can go ahead with that. Swap you back over to aluminum casings. So now we can take these here. Right. Are you still outputting? Kind of. Casing there. So maybe it's time for us to start building the walls for the factory. So let's clear the designer. And yeah, we're going to start with the walls. And we're building these up 10. Now, each floor is going to be, if we do a height of 3, so let's see, what could we need in here? So if we built a refinery, that's going to have to be a rooftop kind of thing, refinery. If we were looking at a blender, how tall are you going to be? Okay, the blender is going to be 5, so maybe each floor needs to be 5 in height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, for this here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to build that, and then we're going to build that. Now we got to look at windowed walls. So let's build these here. Frame windows like that. Okay. This is going to be our wall. Mega factory wall. Mega factory wall. And we're going to put you in foundations, walls. We're also going to set you as buildings. Let's look for window. So we're looking for the frame window. And we're going to set this to foundation primary and save. So that's 152 and 48. So we are going to need silica for that. Let's quickly have a look at this here research. See what it unlocked for us. Instant scrap or quick wire cable. Don't want instant scrap. Leached iron ingot or cooling device. Cooling device ain't bad. Nitrogen motors, heat sinks. Heat sinks are going to be important. Right, looking here, we've got a whole pile of black powder. Yep, got loads of that. But it's time for us, I think, firstly, to set up some more mass production of aluminum casings. So we can take these, load them into here, and try and output a whole pile. Right, we've got that and this. Right, more of these. Keep going with this. And then this should be, that's going to be, what, 170, no, 168. So 208. Let's try and keep producing these. Right, come on then. Want to mass produce these. So these, come on. There we go, more. So right, that's doing its thing. Grab these. Load them into here. And where's our last ones? Whoop, that was not the right thing. We don't want empty canisters there. Can I upload those? I can. I can clear a bit of inventory space out. Ooh, perfectly divisible by 3. So if it's perfectly divisible by 3, that means we've got 27 times 4, 108. 108 aluminum casings. So right, let's take those, upload all of those, and then we'll grab the rest of these as well. Perfect. Now, into here, we're going to go, right, where is it? Remains. That's the name of it. Let's take all of these here, and we're going to start setting these up. So, Hatcher protein. We'll get those mass producing while we go over to deal with this. Right, we've got more of those, and we'll load these in there. Now this here, you can be used for rebar afterwards. We gotta clear this kind of crap. So let's do this and clear out a whole bunch of stuff. We're looking at these. Yes, these are full of nonsense, but stuff that we can potentially use. This is more like it. So we'll upload all of those. It's going to be fine. And we want to grab all of the concrete, just because concrete is very important to us. Motors as well. Motors also going to be useful. Do we have... Okay, so 10 times... Do we have like 320? Not quite. So we're going to be a little bit shy on that. We want to upload that, the plastic and the rubber and the caterium and the silicon. Over here we are taking these plastic copper sheets and whoop, the rubber as well. So into here, this, rotors, motors, and reinforced and copper sheets. Now we can set this up, so let's quickly grab those. Right, that's fine. Iron ingot, we'll upload that. And we'll take these. You are going to swap over to Stinger protein. And you're going to mass produce these. So you're going to have a lot of that. We're going to take these and upload as many as we can. Alien protein stuff, on the other hand. Right, let's take you and place you there. And you will go there. So that's that. Now we're looking at spitter protein. 36 times 2, that's going to be 72. So that should be enough that we're going to get 3 stack. This, we've got loads of iron ingots that we can set to produce iron rebar or something. But you know something? We're taking the iron ingots there. We're taking that concrete. And the iron ingots, we're just going to sink. Because there's no need for all of it. So let's get rid of all of that. We'll also upload those. Is here lovely. You're going to be so close to the end. There we go. Beautiful. So into here, we're going to load all of the iron rebar. And you are going into iron rebar production. 37.5, you're going to produce a lot of those. We're taking the alien remains and we're going to upload as much as we can of those. Hopefully get the whole lot. But now over this way, we want to go to the equipment workshop and we want to be looking at gas mask. Yes, we want the gas mask. So we are now protected against gas and the likes. Let's look at rebar gun. Do we have one? Yes, we do. So we want to equip this right. Rebar, Nobilisk, and then that. And what else have we got? Rifle, gas filter, nutritional inhaler. Vitamin inhaler. Requires a lot of mycelium for that. That's also a lot of mycelium. Should we chainsaw it? Well, we're just going to make do for the meantime with one of those. And where are we going to go? Simple. Wherever there's a hard drive to unlock. So, we're going to go where? Around this lake. We haven't been there. So we've got Sam there. Where is there going to be a hard drive? Let's do a little feathering on our descent. Okay, well that there, it's not quite what we're after, but it's maybe going to contain a Mercer Sphere or a Summer Sloop. Or worst case scenario, just a frickin' Power Slug. So now I jump, feather the input. Oh boy. Well, we gotta get rid of the rocks, so we might as well get rid of plants. Oops. So that sounds like a Power Slug. Yep, purple Power Slug. Shame. Oomph. Right, we're looking for hard drives. We haven't gone that way then. Any hard drives over here? Are you a Mercer Sphere? You appear to be. Love that. Okay, so that is just a gas puddle. Or like gas pillars, rather. Not really that good for us, is it? It's not, apparently. So instead, let's keep going over this way. And hope to God that we can find ourselves a little hard drive along the way. We may as well grab this purple Power Slug, because that's more resources. A hard drive up this way, apparently. Right, land here. There we go. Sorry, plant. And sorry, plant. Eventually, I will have explosive rebar, and that will be less of a problem. So right, dismantle these here. And that's, okay, encased industrial beams. That's fine. So now we can dismantle this. We're going to quickly build ourselves the MAM. And we can go to sulfur. And we can get, oh wait, no. I need more packaged turbo fuel. So let's go ahead and do that. Start research. And lovely. Need nobelisks, need smokeless powder.
Pioneers
Smokeless
will be able
powder
to use
and
rocket
computers.
fuel in the fuel generator and any vehicle that uses fuel, including the jetpack, with appropriate
Smokeless
results.
powder
Warning,
and
mixing rocket fuel into
computers.
coffee does not enhance its energizing effect.
Good to know. So there you go, folks. Don't put rocket fuel into your coffee. Just drink an espresso. That'll have the same
Pocket
effect, I'm
dimension
sure.
inflated by utilizing numinous gel hydrology channeled through an etheric spigot. Some used to say this as impossible, but the meaning of that word has long since been removed from my dictionary.
It is great. Right, that there, we need rocket fuel. So, this here way. Let's try flying up certain ways. Nothing up here. Rocket fuel, once we get access to it though. Gonna be absolutely fantastic for us to have. So over this here way. Haha. Okay, right. This is unfortunate. But, right, bounce like that. Lovely. Okay, will you stop with that? You large, angry, fluffy-tailed hog. Crap, where'd you go? There you are, you fudger. Okay, now we got another one of those. I don't like that either. I guess we're using this. Right. Oh, crap. Okay. Nice. We are finally safe. I mean, we're not, but you know what I mean. There are no more enemies trying to kill us right this instant. These guys are going to release their little gas smoke thing. 30 megawatts. Interesting. That's really not much power at all. That's just one biomass burner burning just biomass. So right, that's new. We're going to link you to here. And let's grab a bunch of leaves. You're going to burn 240 per minute. Or is it 120 per minute? Doesn't matter in the end. There we go. Dismantle all of that. Let's do a quick search from above. We want these circuit boards, please. We also want the remains. Just because. So right, we're good there. Now, hard drive, that one's been unlocked. So I guess what we could do, we can build the MAM here. Let's look and see, what do we need for that packaged rocket fuel? We don't have packaged rocket fuel. So I guess we're just continuing with researching those. There you are. I knew there was going to be a blue power slug nearby. Lovely. Got that, that, and these. Upload all of this. Wire we're maxed out on. But, okay. So, the other thing we want to have a look for, there is down here, near the blue crater, there is everything we could possibly need for constructing a rocket fuel plant. Right, we got that. Lovely. Right. So we want to go over this way. So, we've got the sulfur here. Hey, Barefoot. How are you going? Are ya well? 'Cause you're looking well. I'm doing pretty good today, thank you for asking. We're just playing a little bit of Satisfactory, and we are trying to set up some... Ooh. Right, that was a nice little geyser. So, power. We want to build one of these here, and we can build you there. Then we're going to set up power storage, and we're going to hook you into this. Now, around here, we want your impure sulfur. Unfortunate. Normal. And are you going to be impure? You're pure sulfur. Lovely. So, production, let's go for a minor Mark 1, I guess. We don't have enough of those. You connect to here. And you are going to output sulfur. So let's do, first off, you connect into there, and then we'll do dimensional depot into there. We don't have SAM fluctuators, so I guess what we gotta do is we gotta craft some of those. So, SAM fluctuator, where are you? Here we are. We could build 83 of these. I'm glad to hear you're all good. Right, so that should be enough. That'll be fine. So, let's take this here, and we want to go logistics, and nope, organization and dimensional depot. So we're going to pop that into there. You are going to hook into this, just using that. That'll be fine. Conveyor lift Mark 5. Set you up for that. you're going to mass produce. Now, you're 120 per minute, but I don't want just 120 per minute. I want you producing loads of that. So over here, we're going to set up a little thing. Scrolling to YouTube, and have I ever made satisfactory tutorials? I haven't, actually. It's something I have been thinking about. I'll be able to sort of show when I get back to base some of the things I have constructed. Particularly highways. I'm very proud of the highways. Sulfur Depot, I guess. Yeah, let's call this Sulfur Depot. And we'll do that. So, yes, we've got that there loaded now. And extractor-wise, we've got lots to be doing while we're over here. Okay, so it's going to charge at us. So, takes 3 hits to take down a fluffy-tailed hog. If you hit them with the Xeno Basher while they're charging at you, it cancels out their attack. So they can't actually attack you while they're like that. Which gives you a little bit of breathing room. Right, let's check and see. Hard drives, we got some, and they're over this way. So let's go and grab this and this. Got this, and right. So that requires, is that circuit boards? It is. So circuit boards, we can go ahead and collect those. Lovely. Mass dismantle. So we got those 4 destroyed. Get rid of these. There is the other item. Knew there was going to be one left over. Knew that was going to happen. So, okay, over this way, and thinking about the last 10 minutes, voice articulation and knowledge, well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I do really love Satisfactory. Like, it is one of, for me, the all-time great games. Like, the voice and articulation thing, I appreciate. That's very, very kind of you to say, so thank you. Right, let's quickly, whoop, yoink that, and then that. Okay, that didn't work how we wanted it to. But at least now I can show you the highways that I've made. I do play predominantly on consoles, so maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea. Like on PC, you can share things out just by sharing the blueprints. But it might be handy to have the ability. So that's our mega factory wall. Let's show you what the highways look like that I've constructed. This is the blueprint Mark II. So this here, hey, we've got a little highway there. But if I wanted, I could also go roads. And yeah, we can do like the, oh, that's the wrong thing. Where was it? Oh yeah. So, Blueprint Tire Connect kind of thing. I've set it up to be able to build on top of the little tires that go like this. But you don't need all of those little bits. You can also just have it go along the ways like a highway. Also, Hypertube Cannon, just because really fun. Like, the best way to get around is the Hypertube Cannon, without a doubt. Oh, that's something we need to do. We need to go and build ourselves another dimensional depot. And we're going to build it for the coal production. We should have an absolute ton of black powder by this point. And we can also be ready for lots of concrete. Not concrete, silica. Well, we do need concrete. So that would be important. Right, we've got all of that there. Where is it going to be? Ah, over here. So, just upload a whole pile of that, because why would you not? We also need silica, and we need concrete. So it's going to be 48 silica to make the walls. Think really fast. Standing still, just thinking for... I appreciate the fact that you think I think. It's very flattering that you're assuming there is any thought, forward planning, cognitive faculties, anything like that going on. There's not. There's me going, hey, I'm going to go do this thing. Am I thinking long terms of, hey, maybe I need 500 assembly director systems, 500 magnetic field generators? No. No. It is literally just me going, it's like, me run, me jump, me fly. I am going to do this one thing, and then I'm going to do the next thing, and then I'm going to do the next thing. And half the times, I forget what thing 1 and thing 2 was. And then I'm screwed. But at least what we can do is we can go up to our main base, the mega factory we're going to be constructing, and we can start building out the walls for it. The walls, the foundations, all of those fun little things. And we're going to have it be a big, tall tower block. But yeah, there is not non-conscious thought going on. There is not conscious thought going on. There is just not thought going on, is the long and short of it. I mean, look how ugly this first highway I built was. Look how ugly that is. It's so blocky. It doesn't look pretty. It's minimalist. It's... to call it brutalist would be an insult to the brutalist movement. You know? The Reichstag was brutalist. The structures in Munich were brutalist. This is just ugly. So the fact that I was able to build those highways out that look a little bit more sleek and everything, I prefer that. Much happier with that. Electrode circuit board. Another use for petroleum coke or instant scrap. Bauxite, coal, sulfuric acid, and water. Sulfuric acid is not ideal. Although, is that just sulfur and water? I think that might just be sulfur and water. And that would make... It would be like... Stood there contemplating it for 5 minutes and just walking by. That's fair. There is literally nothing wrong with that there. That way of approaching things. So that is going to be efficient. But you know what? We're going to rescan in the hopes... Nope, we didn't get what we wanted. What we wanted was... rocket fuel. We did not get the rocket fuel that we were after. So let's go and start construction of our mega factory. Nothing was done and time was wasted. If you're enjoying yourself and you're learning and you're thinking, are you really wasting your time? That is the logic I have to tell myself, because otherwise, if the answer is yes, you're still wasting your time because you haven't produced anything, then I'm not very productive. I'm not a productive dude. So, yeah. Don't worry too much about productivity and all of that jazz, you know? Right, this here we can start building out. And let's construct our mega factory. So, we've got 12,000 concrete. That ain't much overall. That's 20 foundations. Not even 20 foundations worth. So let's go into blueprints, and we're going to start building the walls for this. So foundation, mega factory walls. And we want those to go to the edge of the facility. I am using glass just because glass is a nice little thing to have for those. Like, the ability to look out the windows and see all of that, that's pretty, in my opinion. Now, I do need to build doorway things for this. But let's start, so, yeah, if we build this up 6 stories, and each story is 5, let's make sure everything lines up nicely. Yep. Okay, good stuff. So each story is going to be a height of 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's actually going to be 6 tall. 6, 7, and 8. So this is going to be very, very tall. 6 by 8 by what, I wonder? 6 by 8 by 20, maybe? We're building this along this way. Okay, right, good. We have built it in such a way that we're fine there. So, destroy these. Right, those are out of the way. Building this like this, just so that it has that. Darn it. Let's build this over like this. Now, we have to go with this. I guess we gotta go over here and try and take this out. Okay, ouch. Right. Oh, there was one inside the rock there. Damn.
Next time, just walk back.
We're gonna have to fight that. Right. Instead of being silly biscuits and running over there, we're gonna do the next best thing. And we're going to curve the bullet a la the hit movie Wanted, so that we can fly over to here. This mega factory is going to be beautiful. Right. There is our death crate. We want to dismantle. And right. Did it work? It did. Well, hey. So, now I can go to here. I can, whoop. This guy's a little bit silly. Who knew? Right, open the crate. Take all of that. Set this to auto connect blueprint mode. And these are fine. So that's going to be like, how many? We got to count this out now, which is unfortunate. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is going to be enough for now. We're going to do by 10. So let's set all this up. You're fine like this, right? Come on, concrete. Ta-da! We now have the framework set up. We can also upload a whole pile of silica. Right. Move you to there. Quickly upload those. Right, we're maxed out on those. Okay, good. So we've got the death crate over there as well. Let's do a little jump and a fly over to this. See you later, fools. So, good stuff there. And now we go like this. I'm trying to think how we do the nitrogen. Maybe nitrogen is going to have to be train network. This here, like, I don't know what I was thinking with certain constructions. Like, that's just why. Why did I think, hey, let's build it like that? Oh, that's right, because I am a buffoon. Don't ever be a buffoon, folks. So this here, we've got enough that we can build a few. We're going to require like 100,000 concrete to start, or to have this factory done. So let's start this here way, and we're going to build these opposite walls. And then up on top of the factory is where we will... Ooh, that's something I didn't consider. I didn't consider what it was going to be like for power distribution. Oh wait, oh no, definitely not like that. Right, blueprints and foundations, mega factory walls. So there's one. No, why are you doing that? Oh, I bet I know why though. So if I just zip this up the way, like this, or, Mega Factory, Blueprint Wall Auto Connect. Let's do Blueprint, and if we just snap this like, that's a noob. Oh crap. It did happen. It's happened like that the whole way along. Crap. So I guess we're 5 stories. So there's 1, 2, and whoop, nope. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 5 windows visible. Yep. Okay, come on. Damn it. Right, there's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and gotta wait for this to fill up. Gonna be lurking while you play some KSP? Not a problem. Good luck with that. I have never been able to make it past the moon. I have straight up never been able to. I don't know what it is, but it taunts me. It prevents me. So, yeah. I am very unfortunate in that regard. Right, over this here way. Ooh. One of these here is going to lead to a separate power generation area. So over to here, your turbo fuel. Could just do petroleum coke. Electrode aluminum scrap. We go for smokeless powder. Yes, let's go for that. So, powder. You know what would be really helpful for the powder side of things? If I actually had a brain. Would be so helpful. Right, let's take this here, and let's feed that out to there. So maybe petroleum coke will just get a bunch of that being produced in the meantime. Wait, are you summer slipped? You're not. So 4 becomes 12, and you're producing 300 per minute. That's pretty fantastic. So we like that. Now, we'll keep bouncing up this way. Whoop. And keep on going. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Now, up like this. Let's be ready. Now, we're up here. We can go over like this. And pick up a lot of smokeless powder. Still go, wow. A lot to be processed there. Right over here, you're still making rebar. Holy Mary Mother of God. That's been making rebar for ages. Like, for a very, very insanely long time. And I cannot wait for the manufacturer to be mass producing explosive rebar. Because that way, gas pillars, don't need to worry about. Animals, don't need to worry about. Rocks, don't need to worry about. Gas plants, whatever you call those things, don't need to worry about. We can just clear absolutely everything. But first, we gotta go through and do a whole pile of smokeless powder, which we're also going to use for a great many of these here. So right, that is going to feed around to there. We're gonna load in all of that. You are now being swapped over to smokeless powder, please. 25 per minute, and this has the petroleum coke residue. Look how much of that there is. Inordinate amount. So this here, 50 per minute. We're going to be producing a lot. That's going to be a lot. So you are crude oil. So this is 300, right? Oh, printable coupons. Let's go ahead and print some coupons and do some shopping. Nothing there. Okay, that's unfortunate. Now the coupon stuff, we're not going to pick up just yet, I guess. Let's swap use like that, just so that it's... And you link into that. All of this will do its thing. Let's set up that silica to mass produce, so that'll be fine. Maybe we gotta build, instead of going over the water, maybe we need our highway to go on land. So it's not like a ring road going around, but instead it's like, hey, we've got all of these different roads leading to all of these different places. I think that might be what we should be doing. Because then we can also set up like fluid trucks and everything. Yeah. We're going to start considering how we get the highways to go across the land. It's going to take a crap ton of resources. Like, a lot. So let's take all of the silica that's in our inventory. Oh, that's something we should look at. Turbo rifle ammo. Let's take this here. And we're going to keep going up this way. Let's do the bounce and slide now. and we want to try and see what we can set up here. So, lot of silica there. Wow. We're not using nearly as much as we could be. So that's 120, 120. You're producing at 240 per minute. That's pretty much nothing. But we don't have any power shards to do what we want. So you're 120 per minute. We could set up so much more output than that.
Has started on Twitch.
There we go. Ad breaks just started on the old Twitch, which is automated to switch screens. So now you can see all of this in its lovely, glorious glory. So, organization, dimensional depot. And we're going to go logistics. And we're doing a Mark V. We also need a crafting bench. That's an equipment workshop, which we do kind of need a lot of portable miners. So maybe, but first crafting bench, build that there. And we're going for what? SAM fluctuators. Let's make a whole pile of these. Because we've got lots to work with. Right, 20 of that. And now here we go there to there. And you're going like that. So this here. How many steel pipes do we have uploaded? Right, we've got. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take those. Steel beams. Okay, you're doing pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna nab those. Do we also set up silica and... we've got sulfur. Ooh, coal. That's the other thing we need to set up. The uploading of... So this here, we're going to put you to there. Right, this is going to split like that. And then let's do conveyor lift. You're going to be a Mark V. You are going to then lead around to here as a Mark V. So there we go. That's it, uploading all of its little things. Let's also set up more aluminum production. So over to here. Mass produce. Right, this is making... Okay, it's full of alumina solution. Can I turn you into electrode aluminum scrap? So that's 20. Right, it uses 4 petroleum coke.
The ad break is over.
So it's slower, but it produces more. 210, right. We may as well just take all of this petroleum coke and upload the whole lot of it. So this, you're outputting there. Where is your input from? Wait, what? Okay, so you're making 600 per minute, and you're not even overclocked. You're just making that. So 4 into 40. Like, yes, your summer sloped, but still. 4 petroleum coke makes 40 scrap. So that's 732. That's going to be 183 times 10. 1,830 aluminum scrap. Holy Mary, Mother of Mercy. That's powerful. So this here, for some reason, it stopped accepting coal. But, okay. Oh wait, was it to do with like scrap levels or something? No. Huh? What are you? Right, you're maxed out on water. Oh, I see what's going on. So, organization. Let's build some industrial buffers. And we're going to set these up. So there's 1 and 2. Logistics, we're going to do a pipeline Mark II from there down to there. And from you, you're going to hook into this here. So right, max flow rate. Will you be able to get high enough to go up there? Are you making it? Yes! It is starting to fill up like that. Good. So let's take this, upgrade this, so it's better output, output, output. And these are then going to flow upwards. The flow rate's only 6 per minute. I guess pipeline pump time. Let's build that there and hook you into the power network from where? Can't go from there, can't go from there. Ooh, you'll do fine. So you're going to pump up the ways. This here, right, 600 per minute max flow rate. Yes, you're starting to receive the output fine. So this here, 14 meters cubed per water. That is good. I like that. So, over this here way, I guess we load more of this in. It's really not using much, but that petroleum coke node and everything, that is incredible. You're producing a whole pile of that, but we gotta upgrade that. We gotta build a smelter bay just for alumina scrap. So let's go for productions, smelter array, aluminum, and we're gonna build that out where? So let's take this here, build this foundation, and we're going to go somewhere around here. So right, drop this down. And now we'll go smelter array. So that's going to go output like that. Okay. Dismantle that and this. Now you will hook into here. You are going around to here. And then over to here. And then finally in like that. And you will connect over to where? Connect you like that. And now all of this. Oh wait, that's copper. Why are you copper? You should be aluminum. But evidently, I borked up that blueprint. And I didn't actually copy it across properly. So, this is going to mass produce, that's using 60 per minute. So that's 720 per minute being used up to produce 360 aluminum ingots per minute. This here, we could then have you feed out to constructor that will feed into there. So let's do an industrial storage here. This is all incredibly ugly. Constructor, you will go, whoop. Don't know why it prevented me from jumping there. Right, you go there. You're going, oh no. Right, logistics, let's go for Mark III then, I guess. You're feeding in from there. And you're going to be set up for aluminum casings. take this and connect it to here. Now, this, we need 10 SAM fluctuators. So let's produce those. They're going to be over here. Yep. 10 SAM fluctuators. And that way we've got loads of aluminum casings. So right, hang on, let's double this up. Sloop it. 90 per minute. Producing 360 per minute. So this here, right, you use 180 per minute. How much are you producing? 240 per minute. So are you using more than we need to? That there is feeding, we've got 180. Okay, we've got a few minutes before everything calms down. Let's quickly go for oxide. And we're going to load even more of this. So up here, more and more and more. You, on the other hand, will output a ton of that. And there we go. Got more petroleum coke. We're also going to feed the scrap into there. All of this is feeding up the way. Okay. That was silly of me. So I really need to overhaul the bays completely. Right, so it's doing all of that there. Do we go for more? Do we power shard it? Great question. No, not just yet. Right, that's the fluid buffer. We want the aluminum casings. So let's pop that there. And then we're going for conveyor lift Mark III. So this is going to upload a whole pile of those. And then we'll have a steady supply of aluminum casings. Concrete we gotta get rid of. Or not concrete, silica. That's gonna be our next thing. And then we're going back so we can swap to this, and we're going for turbo rifle ammo. It has larger ammo clip and a higher fire rate. So we want that. Wrong thing. I need to go over to here and get rid of as much of that as we can. Damn. Upload all of these, maybe. Oh. Right. So, smokeless powder. We gotta go collect a whole pile of that. And then we gotta make explosive rebar. So I think we should have plenty of what we need. I think. That is my hope. That we've got loads of what we need. So I'm thinking what we do need to set up as mass construction is we're definitely going to need sort of iron stuff. All of the irons, very important. Let's go for... Do we have a full inventory of those? Let's look for rebar. Okay, so yeah, let's load another 100 of these. So that will do all of that thing. We need to go grab the stuff there. And then we've got explosive rebar to complete. Encased beams, definitely needed. Alclad, there is no doubt in my mind whatsoever. We need tons of Alclad aluminum sheets. You know, I would say we're ideally looking somewhere in the region of thousands. You know, we want to be producing a couple of hundred per minute. That is the goal. So there's our death crate. Up that way. But over here, tons of this. Love it. Right, we're gonna upload that. We want those gotten rid of. And let's look over here at this. So, sulfur. We need nobelisks for that. We've got explosive rebar. So we didn't actually need that after all. Nobelisks we're a little bit limited on. We've only got 168 so far. Once those are done with that, we gotta set up the aluminum production. So I think we're gonna end up having lots of individual little structures. Rather than one giant mega factory, maybe we have individual structures. Structures? Structures. It'll be so much better if I can actually speak any language whatsoever. Not even just English, if I can speak a language. That would be wonderful. So, over this here way, and you... Hello. V-gates. Right, take those, and we're swapping you to explosive rebar. So, load 1,000 of that in. We got 600 of that. And what we need now is like 600 rebar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 600 rebar. And that's going to be 600 explosive rebar we end up with in the end. I like those odds. So this here, let's grab this. And swap this to explosive rebar. It's only going to make 25 per minute, which is unfortunate, but let's go to here. You've got coal, which is fine, but let's swap you to nobelisks. So 800 nobelisks, right, 800 black powder, and 800 steel pipes. You mass produce all of those. And now over this here way, copper ingot. Let's load 300 of these in. Whoop. So we're going to try and fill up on as much of those as we can. Let's get the copper ingots at the ready. So this is mass producing and then sending into each of these. Oop, wrong thing. Right, that will do all of that. Let's go over here and start collecting as much as we can. So, I guess we're just going to take all of the ingots we can get from this. Right, all of that there, and how many is that? A lot is the answer. That's a lot. So over to here, we'll load these in. Happy days. Coal and rebar, we don't need more of them. We will, however, grab some more explosive rebar. You're just producing the normal stuff. Right, that's another 56. So we've got 64. Hello, cat. The other cat is here. If I try to lift her, she's going to not be happy with me. So I'm going to not do that. Hi, Meow Meow. You being a good cat? Yeah? Meow meow? Hallo? Hallo? Wie geht's? Oh. You want to brush against my sock for some reason. With your cheeks. You want to brush your cheeks against my sock. Because you're a normal cat like that, aren't you? Tail's a little bit poofy. You actually... Oh. Do you like me today? Do you want to jump up? Do you want to jump up and say hello to everyone? Luna? Luna? Your sister's there, isn't she? Yep. Do you want to jump up and say hello to everyone? Come here. No? You don't want to say hello? No. She's camera shy. I swear to God, sometimes I think she actually is camera shy. Right, let me try and think. I'm just trying to think. 600 divided by 25 is going to be 24, right? Or 600 times. Yeah. 24. So it's going to take 24 minutes. We're taking all of these. So we are. Oh, petroleum coke. That's right. Let's load this up. So that's going to be 50... That's going to be 2,000. Is it? 50 times 40. Yep. 2,000 scrap. Let's keep that going. Hi, Meow Meow. You being a silly biscuit? Hey? You being a silly biscuit? I bet you are. Who's a silly biscuit? Chilling out behind the monitor. Wondering, who's he even talking to? He's just like speaking at a screen. It's like, yes, he is. But hey, he's also capable of carrying out bombing runs now. There is no reason why I would be using this, but there's no reason why I shouldn't be using this either. So all of this is going to do its little thing. We grab those, and over here, we're going to fill this up with those and swap you over to Alclad aluminum sheets, 150 per minute. And that's also a lot of circuit boards. Oh, we've got more than we could possibly know what to do with there. That's interesting. So you here are set like this. Alrighty. Now we can load those in. Once that's done, we should be ready to go. So all of this here, you're producing smokeless powder, which is good for me. Here is 200 nobelisks. So sulfur. Oh yes, powder. Smokeless powder. Take 100 of this sulfur, and we're loading that into there. Good stuff.
Cluster Nobelisk.
Now for this
type
is the
of
cluster
Nobelisk
Nobelisk here?
detonates into
Yes it
multiple
is.
smaller
3 and
explosions.
4.
Can be used for clearing large areas
So,
of vegetation and other inconveniences. Addendum.
Let's keep the
Inconveniences,
production of
in this
nobelisks
case, is
going so that we
multi-fined
can
to
eventually
include
turn those into
persistent
cluster
family
nobelisks.
members, raccoons, student debt,
Let's
the
upload
sunrise,
those.
peer performance reviews, neighbors learning to play the saxophone, phone calls, or your favorite show getting cancelled.
I don't know, all of those sound like emergencies to me. Right, let's be ready. Up to here. So, that's going to be our oil area, which will be protected. What did the cat do? Which one? Luna? That sounds about right. She can be an asshole at times. So the cat was being an asshole, which is not ideal. Right, why is this not producing... Oh. Oxide. And we'll upload the oxide into there. That will produce... Right, so you're going to be 240. So 200 becomes 240. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. Sorry, you're going to use 60 per minute. I could actually, if I had this summer slip, be producing... If I summer slipped this and moved it to 250%, I would be producing more aluminum scrap than even the tier 6 logistics can process. Because it can move a maximum of 1,200 items per minute. We, on the other hand, have, like, that would be maxed out at 1,500 per minute. So yeah, that's something. Right, over here, let's upload all of these. And now, I guess, it's time for us to head over to our death crate. And, oh wait, hang on. Fire up, let's just see and make sure we've got... Yeah. We'll be able to make enough of those. So, we've got our rifle ammo, we've got our turbo fuel for the jetpacks. We can stay crouched, we can go and we can take out all of those plants. And hopefully this will keep our momentum so that we can fly. Keep boosting ourselves a little bit. Right, that there is the lake, I believe. Okay. Alrighty then, death crate. There it is going to be. Still has those frickin' things. I hope this manages to explode them. Okay, that was so friggin' stupid. Oh, hey. Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. Time to clip that.
Silly of me, but there we go. So, right. Okay, so let's try and see. Oh, fudge. Stingers. Right, there's one. Hang on. 1 second, folks. Excuse me, cat. Worst possible time. As you should be. Can you do me a favor? Can you not disturb me for 5 minutes? Lids? No. Oh, love you more. Love you more. Right. Okay, so, right, that's that taken care of. Hey! We beat the stingers into attacking the spitter. Right, okay, good stuff. Okay. Right. Okay, good. We're clear. No, packaged fuel. That. There's a stinger under the grind, isn't there? I think there is. Sure sounds like it, at least. Right, you require what? 300 megawatts. So that is 4 biomass burners running on full. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to pop these here. Maxed out, maxed out, maxed out, and maxed out. We gotta grab materials. So let's see. Don't need that. Don't need that. Computers we can upload. Leaves and wood. We'll grab some of this here. Right, that's more leaves and wood. We're gonna need a lot more than that. So I guess we're gonna have to go chainsaw. Grab that and biofuel. Actually, we don't even have solid biofuel for that. So we need to instead, let's upload that and the wood as well. So this here, right, 10, you're going to use 25 per minute. So that's actually not as bad as we thought. Right, that's doing its thing. We can go over to here. We can open this up. And now, we're good. So, not enough space for the spitter remains. That's fine. We can upload that. Ooh, better idea. We're not going to upload that. We're going to set that to scan now. We've got 3. I didn't realize we had multiples. Right, let's get rid of those and get them uploading. This here. Computers and stinger remains. Stators. That's still a lot of stuff right there. So we've got iron rods there, which we can't really do anything with. Packaged fuel. That is something we can upload to get rid of. Circuit boards. We can take those out. We don't have any space for those. What about plates? Yep, we can do that. And now all of this here. Or is it a... I want to see if... Nope. I was thinking maybe it might be hatchery stuff. Right. We'll try to get rid of this here, move you to here. Combine those. Rebar is underlay. We can take that and we can upload it. We can get rid of the hard drive as well. Oop. If we sort everything, that does not open up more space for us. Damn it. Get rid of that. Now we want those. Do we have space for those? Apparently so. Lovely. And okay, good. Now, dismantle crate's going to pop up there, which is unfortunate. And let's go for, right, upload the casings. No. Now we upload these. We're officially out of inventory space, so I guess we're going back home. So up this here way. Hard drive located up there, apparently. Jump up to this. Now we feather the input. And we'll fly up like this. Oh, I think I know where it's going to be. There's one that's surrounded by... Okay, this is not the one I thought it was going to be. Okay, come on then, buddy. There we go. Lovely. Now we reload. Not enough space. Forgot about that. Well, we can take the quick wire and get rid of that. Hard drives. Upload those. I gotta figure out what we gotta prioritize. Heavy modular frames. Definitely want those. Rubber, you're gonna be redundant. All of this kind of jazz we can get rid of. Explosive rebar. And repair. So now, we go up like this. Oh, more heavy modular frames. That's cool. I like that. No space for it though. Rotors. Upload that and the motors. Rotors and motors. All sorted. So now we're heading back to home base. So, I'm trying to think, maybe if we have different areas, like little modular factories that produce lots of different things.
Hold the veins to the altar and chant.
Okay, so you're done. Lovely. Now, big lad over here. We gotta try and take you down. Okay, good. Now, pick up the spitter remains and we'll get rid of those. Nobelisks we can also just go ahead and wipe out. Get that cleared out of the way. And now, Mercer Sphere. Upload that. So now, hard drive. Hard drive is going to be this direction. Is this going to be the one I think it's going to be? Surrounded by a couple of really big, dangerous fellas. Yep. It is, in fact, the one. So we've got those. Right, what do you need? You're operational just by default. Ouch. Grab. Okay, not grab that. Clear those out of the inventory. Run around. And we're going to grab this and this. So, cool. Try and stay out of their effective range. Lovely. And was that electromagnetic control rods? Because it certainly looked like it. It was 42 of them. I love that. So now, the only thing left to do is dismantle all of that. And no dismantle crates. Beautiful. So we are leaving, in the words of the immortal Captain Price. And by the immortal Captain Price, I mean Modern Warfare 3 Remake was shit. Right, let's get that out of our inventory just temporarily. Let's do that. So, cool. Hit these guys. Meanie faces. The lot of them. Right, we got this here. But that's fine. Hard drive located. So, let's land here, upload this, and the hard drive is going to be where? Okay, we got nothing up here. And hard drive, let's pop that down there. If only I had a crap ton more weapons. You know what? Maybe it's time we set some up. We got loads of these here to protect us. Right, that's one fella down. Over here, let's try and set you off. Okay. Bomb at your feet. Okay, cool. Interesting. We've got you down here. Let's try this. Okay. Let's jump and then detonate. Now, you on the other hand. There's one. Okay, so you're stuck. You kinda... Oh. Never mind. Wasn't stuck. Was dead. So, oops. got that. We're gonna move this. Organize our inventory like that. Now, crystal oscillator. We've also got a turbo motor. We love that. Because that is a pretty low density item. Now, EM control rods. So search for con control rod. And there we go. So now we've got those to upload. Swap those across. Fused modular frame. Never hurts to have more of those. And now, all of this stuff, we want to dismantle the whole lot. Ooh, we're low on cables. Or rather, we're full on cables. Damn. Biomass we can get rid of. And then Caterium Quickwire, we cannot. So we're going to remove the stamp. And we're going to just head back to base. We're kind of skipping over a lot of stuff up this way. We've got hard drives in different places. Right, we've got this like this. Let me quickly do a search for... Ooh. No, I want to search for bauxite. And we're looking for the one that's been exploited already. Okay. I can work with that. Keep on firing with this. Please don't have splash damage. Is this gonna... Nope. Not enough. 13 rounds. Please be enough. Okay, cool. You need casings. That's going to be really unfortunate for us, because when we upload those casings, that's us done. Like, we can't put them back in the box. So let's go computer, EM control rods. So this here, let's pop you into there. Silica, we got 78. Cooling system. We like those. Low density item. Alkalad sheets. We can upload those as soon as we clear out some inventory space here. When we get back to base, we've got a lot of cleaning up to do in our inventory. Ooh, hog remains. Yes to those. Damn it, we're full up on computers as well. So I guess we gotta search for casings now. Oh, there they are. So we'll upload those. Silica we're maxed out on, but right. Casings, yay. And now we gotta figure... So I guess we just have to delete the rebar that was in our inventory. We can upload that. I mean, it was a small amount of rebar. It's not exactly, you know, world ending for us to get rid of. Not enough space for computer. We've got 31 of that. Right, this here. Dismantle. I think that should be us. But now, we're not stopping until we're back at base. If we see a hard drive, we mark it on the map. But we don't go for it. We're not collecting it. So, I want you to do that, which gets you out of my way, so I can do this. And, silly biscuit. You were oh so silly. Right, I can get rid of the uranium in the inventory, and underneath this uranium is going to be a Mercer sphere, which obviously we want to get rid of. Not get rid of, collect. You know what I mean. So right, up this here way, we'll bounce. Ooh. We like that. That's fine. Now, up this here way. Okay. We're gonna mark that out on our map in a second. So, hard drive, we're gonna pop one down there. Ooh. It was over this way, you say. Right, so this here, hard drive. Oh yeah. This is the one that's in here. Requires heat sinks. We'll collect some of this crap, at least. Turbo motors, just because they're nice. And up this here way, new. Gas items. What is in the gas? Okay, we've got aluminum casings. We've got quick wire. Alright, that's fine. Hello there, Meow Meow. You being a silly little kitten? Yes, you are. We're just about to get attacked, aren't we? Okay, so it's all the way back there. Look at this little bubba. Silly little biscuit, aren't you? Oh, crap. Just got sniped by rocks. Mwah. She wants their kisses. Because she's such a cute little kitty cat. Right, so we're going to assume that it's going to be somewhere around here. Just based off of the info that we've got. Yes, hello, Baba. I know, I love you too. Oh, crap. Big one's terrifying. Right. Get rid of that. Especially the... not only the giant ones, the giant toxic ones. They scare the ever-loving crap out of me. So this here, you are going to be over there. And up this here way. Okay, we can grab this, which is fine. Love that. And over this here way. Now, we're going to jump, slide, bounce, around, and down. So, we're good there. Trying to think what all things we should really look at soon. Ooh. I know. We should maybe start setting up a storage depot. I think we should do that. Let's jump over here, slide, and land. Now, lovely. Over this, we've got this completed. Instant scrap or encased industrial pipe? No. Heat exchanger? Yes to that. Yes to that. Just because that is such a good one. Now, hard drive, we can start scanning on those. Have them doing their thing. This is going to lead into here. Right, you were making Nobelisks. And we're going to set you You cluster nobelisks. And, right, over this here way, what are you missing? You're missing rebar. So we can get one of that. And you're missing smokeless powder. So right, that would be 6. Oop. This should be like 7 worth. So you have another 300. No, another 400 iron rebars worth to go through. And then we need the iron pipes. Not iron pipes, we need the smokeless powder. So into there, lovely. And finally grab this. You are now back on that duty. Smokeless powder. We're going to need a lot. And what are we going to get rid of? We're going to get rid of those and those just to clear inventory space. Let's get a lot of smokeless powder now. That's the goal. And we're coming up to half 1. So we might wrap it up shortly. So I can spend an hour, make some noodles, watch the rest of Would You Rather Decide to Survive with Ramesh Ranganathan. Because I quite like him as a host for shows. He's good. Now, up this here way. Maybe we build a little city thing. Do we build cities or something of that nature? Right. Over this here way. You're still producing a crap ton of that. We can take loads of those. And let's get those loaded out to there. Oh yes, we could also start sending out some of our excess. Are you loaded up completely full of rubber? Yes, you are. So you're going to output as much as you can. You're going to do the same. So you will feed that out. Now, plastique. Do we have... Nope, we don't. Which is good. So that's going to output a whole pile of stuff there. And that's cleared up another couple of inventory spaces for us. So let's take these. Right, we've got another 800 to go. Is it? Nope, it's literally just a case of it's too slow. It's only making smokeless powder at a rate of 50 per minute. That ain't quick enough. So right, up this here way, keep bouncing and sliding along. So, trying to think, a luminous solution. Ooh. If I built a highway with fluid trucks, and had many fluid trucks that were transporting it, or rather, specifically built a... maybe not. Maybe we just cart the bauxite via truck or via drone. Yeah, via drone, maybe. So all of this here, that's fine. And, right. Let's load 400.
And
1,
that
2,
break has
3,
started
4.
on Twitch.
And then into here, we're going to load up a whole pile of that, as we then upload a whole pile of these. So you're going to make cluster nobelisks. There we go. And you're making 12.5 per minute. That's terrible. Hover pack or nuclear power or leading edge production. Particle enrichment. Ooh. Tempting. Very tempting. Do we have... We do have a need for Caterium for that. This is going to require steel pipes. We have loads of those. So let's get ready with them. Where are they? Which container did I put them in? In here we've got only 400 in the inventory. That's sad. T for steel pipe. Upload those. We've got all of those. That's fine. Right. Hover pack is more inventory slots, but nuclear power. Oof. What about heavy modular frame? We've got 250 of those, which is pretty damn great. So let's upload those, and then we're looking for supercomputers. We don't have any. I mean, we do. It's just we've only got 26. And those are going to use... That's going to be 16 minutes before they're ready. I think we're swapping this over to supercomputer production. Let's swap you to supercomputer. Right. Plastic, we're going to need lots of, and then we need lots of those as well. So 50 AI limiters. I limiter. So we've got those. Con for connectors. High-speed connector. And then we want plastique. Let's grab a bunch of that.
The ad break is over.
So there we go. Load that out. You're going to use 131 per minute. And you're going to produce 10 approximately per minute. So this here, we got 2 minutes before it's ready. I really want the supercomputer. Like the, what is it? OC supercomputer, I think they call it. Nuclear power, leading edge production. We also want the turbo rocket fuel. Leading edge production, nuclear fuel, particle enrichment, hover pack. Hover pack is a good one, to be honest. Can we improve on our highway structure? Let's load... Right. Oh, wow. We've got way more in there than I thought we did. Let's load the roads railway 2 line. Okay, so that there needs deleted, I think. Maybe, right. Roads railway tire 2 lane. Can we set a power tire on there? We can. Oh, that's tempting. Ooh. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do with the highway tires. The highway tire is not going to be what you expected it to be. It's going to be a power tire platform that's built... Oop. Okay, that's unfortunate. If we do a power tire here, maybe? Right, that's... Okay, if we do a half nudge, Okay, half nudge worked there. Okay, so we can build it like that. Right. So that's like that. We can upload those. Pick that out. And now, what we want is... Actually, maybe the double ramp thing and the foundation thing is not right. Let's do this and this. And then this and this. Over here, this and this. So it has that kind of a covering. That looks pretty damn cool though. So maybe what we're going to do is we're going to go transport architecture. Nope, power. Let's do power tower platform. Now, we want this here to go like this. But then, we want you down a little bit. Like that. Now, this platform will be fine. Let's go for transport. And we want railway. Right, how do we get something that's going to connect up to that? So let's do, let's do this here. So, how far up can you go? Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe if we go like this. So right, you're there. And let's have you go like this. Just to connect that. Right. That's a no. I don't like how that looks. Transport. Railway? Maybe? If we go for a railway tower, can connect you to here. Whoop, damn it. There we go. So that's that, like that. Now, let's try and lock you in like this. Right, you. And we're going to lock you in to here. Now, this will be our railway tower. And now, we can add that onto things. Ooh. Do we maybe go for, you know what? We are going to. Just because it's important that it looks cool. We'll build that there. And now, oh, nope. Right, build that there. The rule of cool is very important in any blueprint. So, up like this. And that should be fine. So these here little railway tires. That looks friggin' awesome, in my opinion. So when we have railways connected with those kinds of things, that's going to be awesome. And what we do need to figure out eventually is the railway ramp tower. So maybe we'll look at that. Right. Hang on. Customizer. And let's go for this. Railway tower. Let's remove that. Yes, delete. Yes, delete. And yes, delete. The reason we want those railway tires, by the way, that is because that's going to be extremely important for us when we get the hover pack. This probably is out of plastic, aren't you? Yep. So I was a buffoon there. We've got 14 of these. So we can create 14 before we need to restock. Over to this. We've got more. Keep building the supercomputers. Right, there's 2. Takes about 90 seconds. Now. Hard drive scans completed. What have you got for us? Turbo blend fuel. It's not worth it. Steel canister or automated speed wiring. Also not really worth it. So let's start the next one researching. And I guess we've got a little bit of stuff we want to get rid of. So over to here. Canisters, don't care about. Casings. These. Screws, don't really need to worry about. And cables. Let's also get rid of those. So, over to here, we've got this. There is what we needed. That's our supercomputer done. So, up this here way. And lovely. That is us ready, I suppose. So, EM control rods, which I think is stators and AI limiter, maybe?
The power plant produces dangerous radioactive nuclear waste. Fix-It reminds you that any extra limbs
Uranium
resulting
fuel
from
rod
exposure to
is going to be a
radiation
tricky
were
one.
also contracted
Or is it
to work on
encased
project assembly.
beam?
Fix-It also
No, I
reminds
don't
you
think it
that
is
local
encased
exposure
beam.
to radiation will not result in
EM
any
rod is
bonuses
going to be,
regardless of how many functional limbs it produces.
stators and
Project
AI
Point number
limiters.
7, the magnetic field generator, should enter production as soon as possible. Any unnecessary delays will be noted.
So, magnetic field generator. No point making that. Right, let's go for aluminum ingot. Is that 250 alien DNA capsules? That is. Oh, mercy. That's a lot of alien DNA. Right, in here we've got all of these. That's all of that. Right, what are we turning you into? What do we need iron for? We could do biocoal. Maybe we do biocoal. But first, let's go for the quickest to mass produce. Iron ingots? Really? Oh, you're aluminum ingots. Okay, never mind then. Are you all? Ooh. Crap, if you're all, then at that point I'm putting all of that into here. Load all of those in. And over here, I guess we'll do the fluid tank thing. Empty fluid tank. Use up. Lovely. Now, this is going to be biocoal. We're going to take this and we're going to grab all of this lovely biomass right here. All of it, and turn it into coal. So it's a 5 to 12 ratio. Fudge. We are not going to have the spacing for it. Do we go for more supercomputers? No. Let's go for more explosive rebar instead. 24 and 100. Lovely. And back in a second, someone's at the door. Parcel delivery. Yay. Right. Wow. Very impressive burp from the other room. Very impressive. Right. That's the industrial storage container filled up with that. So you're making a whole pile of, yes, cluster nobelisks. Let's take these and start uploading them. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab as many as we possibly can. So we've got 4 of those left. AI limiters. We can upload all of these. And right, swap you over like that. That'll be fine. Empty fluid pipes, just because why not? Now, a pod will return. And over here, so we need 500 magnetic field generators. So we're going to need a lot of versatile frameworks. 500, right. So, you're going to produce 4. So 125 times 5, 625. And 250 EM rods. So I think when these are done, Huntrix show you how it's done. Don't know why that's, actually I do know why it's in my head. That movie is very frequently on in this house. It's got some great songs in it. Right, this here we've got all of those steel beamy kinds of things. And we can start the production of those. Now, the ballistic rockets are going to be a different thing. Now, this is going to be a trickier one. We can build that on top of things, which will be fine. But we do still want this hooked up to other stuff. You know what? You're not going to be the Pyre Tire platform. You're just going to be plain old Pyre Tire. So let's go for Pyre Tire. And let's move you up a little bit, like that. So, railway tire. Lovely. Not very expensive either to build those out. And we should be able to connect them every 2 to 3 highway points. Right, hover pack. Do we go for? No. We're going to need more and more heavy modular frames. So what do we need for heavy modular frame mass production? Aside from metric F tons of material. Right, you're producing loads of explosive rebar. We want to take 400 of these and upload them. Got all that other stuff. Steel pipes. We're going to go ahead and sync that. So, sync that. Lovely. We've got 5 printable coupons. And we'll take those. The reason why we're collecting printable coupons is because we are going to need the golden nut statue. And that requires 1,000 coupons. Which is another way of saying, holy crap, that's a lot of stuff to upload. Right, we've got those and that. Lovely. Motors. Let's see how many motors we've got. So Tor, Motor, we've got enough that we can upload 51 motors. That's not a lot at all. Okay, so that's that. Now, over this here way, we want to swap this alumina solution stuff for the plain old one again. We want good old-fashioned just coal going in to produce alumina solution. That's what we're after. I bet I know what's happened. Not everything's going to be connected to coal production again, is it? Right, you here to configure refinery. You've got, okay, you need more of that. So let's look at bauxite production here. Upload all of that. We've got that research completed. So I guess... Ooh, we've got one round left. Just doing that just because it's fun. Why not? So keep on getting ready. Wonder how many hard drives and all I've collected at this point. Probably like 50 hard drives. I want to say Mercer spheres were maybe sat around 125, possibly. And summer sloops we're still not doing much better on. We haven't actually picked up a single summer sloop this stream, I don't think. Which is unfortunate. So right over here. Is that not just cool, that little highway tire? Right up here, we've got all of this. You are down to your last couple of hundred. You're down to the last sort of 600-ish. You're still producing those en masse. Smokeless powder. Okay, we need 154 of that. So let's grab some more powder. And we're gonna load that powder into here. Now, 59. It is just about time for us to finish up. So let's see what we got for our thing. Basic iron ingot or quartz purification, aluminum beam or electrode circuit board. Not great, to be honest. That return on investment, not great at all. Although it would mean we could produce... Using one refinery, we could make circuit boards. So we're getting that. But in the meantime, we're going to save it here. Achievement time. We're going to check and see... Oh wait, hang on. Okay, I can't see how many things we've got. What's our progress? Avoid touching the ground. Getting pretty close at that. Building railways, getting closer. Mercer spheres were on 83, so that's 129. Unlock all milestones. Got a little bit of progress from that. 54 hard drives collected. And pipelines we're working on. Summer sloops, we still haven't got much more on. But that is going to be us rounded up for the next little bit. I will be back on later this evening. Where we're going to be continuing on with Satisfactory. So in the meantime, take care of yourselves and have a good day. Bye-bye now.